Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the PowerUp podcast. In today's episode, we will be starting our 4-part series covering exclusive games from the 3 main consoles and PC. Now, these can be both time limited exclusives and just permanent exclusives. We will also be talking about PlayStation's most recent state of play. But before we get into all of that, Grubb, how are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad, thank you. I am pretty good, to be honest. I got good news from work for a bit. Uh, Played a few F1 races. Not played much. To be honest, I played Final Fantasy, and I got 3 chapters done in 5 hours. So I'm up to chapter 17 now, out of 18. And by the time you're listening to this, hopefully I've completed it because I'm doing a 12-hour stream on Sunday. So fingers crossed. If next week I'm still saying I'm playing it, then you've know I've failed, and I probably won't be ready until the end of the month to play Rebirth. So great, that's when it comes out though. So, but
Yeah.
I also got gifted this game, Crisis Core. It's the prequel to Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
So,
oh wow.
someone gifted me this during last week's podcast. Obviously, no alert on screen. I didn't know about it. I ended the stream, went on my emails. Someone had funded this on my phone. So, again, Anonymous, if you're listening, thank you. I mean, I'll bring it up as much as possible because they went anonymous. Like,
Right,
I always feel bad because I'm like, I want to thank the person, but I don't know who it was. Um,
right.
but then I hope they know. I'm very grateful. I'm gonna get through it, hopefully, and I'll enjoy it. But how about you? What have you been playing?
I've been good. I also got good news on the work front, starting a new job here in a couple weeks times. Um, Also haven't played too much. Just been playing kind of Madden with some friends, and then I started The Witness too, which is a puzzle game, and I'm about half an hour into it. And I like the puzzle structure, and I like how open world it is.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not entirely, but more. It's not just a linear puzzle game, so it's pretty good. But other than that, can't really complain.
Does that game have a platinum? The Witness.
I honestly don't know. I know it has like 14 trophies. I think you were saying earlier.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
14 trophies, but I don't know if it does it have a platinum. That is,
I don't know, and I don't
it's,
even know what the trophies would be as far as unless it's just like progress,
hmm
or maybe you have to speed run a little bit. But
there's a platinum trophy. There's
there is.
13 trophies. Yep, yep. Luckily, I was
Huh.
already on your PlayStation profile before the podcast.
Yeah,
So
trying to get ready for the game. So
yeah, I was trying to basically help myself, but then they've got 207 games on the PlayStation, so it's never gonna help me. Never gonna help me. So yeah, stay tuned for the game. It's always at the end, just before we outro, after the main exclusives. And again, PlayStation exclusives. They're wild. They're good. And
hmm so good.
state of play. More exclusives on the way. I'm
hmm
I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Um, Sorry, it just rhymed so nicely. I just had to. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rhyme. I'm just, rap god. Um, okay. Let's move on.
This is getting out of hand. Let's move on to the news.
So the first bit of news that we have for this podcast is I mean it kind of is data play related, but uh there's a new state of play next Tuesday, literally tomorrow when you're listening to this on YouTube, that will go into more detail on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and that is when there's a leak that the demo will drop during the state of play, and that is at 11:30 GMT, and it'll offer an extended look at the game and also give you unique and exclusive rewards for playing the demo that you can play during the main game. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. The demo.
hmm
I mean, I need to hurry up and complete the main game. I'm on chapter 18 now as we speak. Because obviously we're doing this. We've done one part of the podcast. which is in a really weird order. So you'll see us change clothes like in different segments. It's fine. It's just the way we recorded this one. But yeah, I'm literally on chapter 18, so I'm very close to beating it. The boss has killed me, and yeah, then I had to just end it, and now do the podcast. So, I mean, you're not excited for Final Fantasy VII, but this is good news for me.
I was gonna say I don't care too much, but it is. I mean, it's cool.
Hmm.
I know you like Final Fantasy. I know a lot of people do. And again, it's cool that there will be exclusive rewards tied to the demo. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and another kind of leak. A reputable leaker has leaked that apparently 5 Resident Evil games are in development, and one of the newer ones will be Resident Evil 9, which apparently is finishing the story from Resident Evil 7. So it'll be like more first person, like Resident Evil 7 was.
Hmm.
Um, again, I haven't played much Resident Evil, so I don't. Did you play 7?
I have not played 7. Just trying to think. I'm pretty sure 8 is supposed to be after 7. So why are they doing 9 before 8? I'm a little confused, to be honest.
I don't know. I mean, maybe 8's just like a given thing. I don't know. It's just what I got it off of Gamer Rant, and it was just
Okay.
the top stuff on there. So they didn't mention 8 in there at all.
Hmm.
So I'm not too sure.
Yeah, that's really strange. I would have honestly thought it would be after 8. Or if it's after 7, then I'm confused. I haven't played 7 or 8 yet. I need to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting, interesting. I'm always up for more Resident Evil games. They're always good fun. Always good fun.
Yeah.
Apart from 6, but
What's wrong with 6?
too long. Too
Oh,
repetitive.
okay. Which one is 6?
6 is the co-op game, which takes ages. I wouldn't be able
Oh,
to
okay.
really describe it for you.
Okay. I say I've only played Resident Evil 5, so
It's the one after that.
yeah.
If you can
Yep.
count.
Counting. Yeah, I'll say counting is
5, 6,
not
7,
my
8.
strong suit, but I can get there. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And then the
So
next one. Do you wanna hit us with this one?
yeah, well, this one's big for you too. The Last of Three. The Last of Us 3 was teased by Druckmann. Is that how you say his last name? Um, he said that there's essentially more story that needs to be finished when it comes to the Last of Us franchise.
I mean,
So he thinks there's one more chapter.
should have just ended it with the first one.
I say I know a lot of people didn't like the second one. As I haven't played through the first one or even touched the second one, but I know like what happens in it.
Yep.
And even not playing the game, I don't know. I don't like the decision.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with The Last of Us 3. I mean, it was pretty much teased straight from the off that it was gonna be a third game. Am I
Okay.
excited for it? Probably not as excited as I was to play the second one. Like I was really excited for the second one, but on day release played a ton of it, and I was just kind of bummed out. So
Yeah.
yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't mess it up because I mean the gameplay wise and the environments were incredible. It was just I was disappointed with the story, but like it kind of
Yeah.
it like looking back at it did make sense. Like them doing what they did made sense for the whole storyline in the game. But, like, could they have
Hmm.
not just not done that? Like,
Right.
come on, man. Could they have not just failed their task? Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. PS exclusive. Very good for this podcast. Good news.
Right.
More PlayStation exclusives though. State of Play. Last week's one. Because obviously there is a one tomorrow, which is more Rebirth related. But this State of Play looked at more upcoming games from this year to next year and the year after and the year after that probably because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, there wasn't much that took my fancy during this. Yeah. I'll let you start.
So that's fair. Judas, when it got revealed, I think it was at the Game Awards last year, the 2022 Game Awards, made by the company that made BioShock. Um, I've been excited for it, and they finally revealed some gameplay, and it's getting me even more excited. It's probably going to be a game that I get day one. But it looks good. The art style looks good. I haven't played BioShock, so it'll still feel new to me. So maybe I have to go back and play those. But I'm definitely excited for Judas to come out.
Okay, let me just reel it back a bit. You're excited for Judas because it looks like BioShock, but then you haven't even played BioShocks?
I didn't say, yeah, I guess. I'm not excited because it looks like BioShock. I'm saying that the gameplay does look like BioShock. I'm just excited because it's like a new IP. I know BioShock is well received.
Okay.
So it's something that I can hop on right away because BioShock, before I knew it was a thing, all the games of it were out. So
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that confused me because I was like, hang on.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Two and two don't match here.
Like a Santa Monica release or like Naughty Dog. Like I haven't played The Last of Us, but if they had a new IP, I'd still be hyped for it. So
Gotcha. The next one's Silent Hill, the short message, out now. And then Silent Hill 2 announced. I mean, that was one I was like, I was watching, and all this creepy stuff was happening. I was like, that's Silent Hill. It's got Silent Hill written all over, and then it popped up at the end. I was like, yeah, cool. Not playing it.
So, I haven't looked at the short message. I don't know. I don't even know how it's being received. If it's any good, I have no idea. But I would imagine, I don't know, because I didn't watch the full segment or anything. I just kind of read through what happened. But is Hideo involved in it? I would imagine.
No idea. I think so.
I mean, I would think so. He was a brainchild for the first one, right? So, but then, I mean, another thing with Hideo, Death Stranding 2 got another trailer. I don't know. Did you play Death Stranding?
No, I'm not gonna lie. The trailer really confused me to start off with, and then I was like, "There's, I forgot his name again. It's Norman Reedus."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I always forget his name. I always not a very common name.
Right.
So I was like, I know it's Death Stranding because he's in it. I was like, what's his name though? And then I had to search, and I'm literally only 5 days later I forgot his name again, pretty much. But no, I didn't play the first one. I mean, I don't really know what it's about, so I think for me to play the second one, I've definitely got to play the first.
Right. All I know about Death Stranding is the memes about being a glorified UPS deliver man. So I don't know. But it's Hideo, so I imagine the environment's crazy and there's, good themes in it. But it'll probably be good.
Hopefully. I mean, for those who are Death Stranding fans, hopefully it's good for you. I mean, hopefully I'll be becoming a Death Stranding fan whenever I play the game, whenever, Backlogs, man. If you haven't watched the Backlogs podcast, there's 4 podcasts back. Highly recommend it. Great.
Yeah.
Good discussion for that one. Next one is more of an indie game. Dave the Diver is coming to PS5. Have you seen any gameplay?
No. All I know is that it had really good reviews. I mean, it had a Game Awards nomination. I don't think it won. But I know IGN gave it a 10. I know it's well received. So depending on the price point, it's something I might try to play. But I just know that'll make a lot of people happy because I think it was only on Switch to begin with.
I think it was on PC as well.
I could be wrong. Yeah, PC, probably. So at least PlayStation's getting it now.
Yeah, true.
And then another game I'm super excited for, I don't know if you are, but Rise of the Ronin had a gameplay trailer, and it looks super good. It looks really smooth. So
it looked different to what Ghost of Tsushima looked like, because obviously Ronins and Samurais are in that game. So I was,
Hmm.
I started watching the trailer. I was like, this is very westernized. And then it came up on the screen like in a westernized time, like it was Japan was in that moment where Western development was coming over. You still have
Hmm.
some aspects of like their culture, but like you see like the bricks and stuff. You'd like that's very Western.
Right.
And then it popped up. I was like, well, yeah, I guess I'm just too clever. So yeah, it looks good. Will I get it? Probably not straight away. Because
Right.
I have too many games. So it's definitely one that's going to end up on the backlog. Because I'm definitely going to play it eventually.
Yeah. Me as well. There's a lot of games coming out, especially for PlayStation, that are just gonna have to go on the backlog, and I'll get to them when I get to them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, so and then Hideo, just he's a busy guy. He announced that he's making a new espionage type game, um, to like coincide with the Metal Gear Solid stuff. Um, so that'll be cool. I've never played Metal Gear. Have you?
Nope. I've
No,
never played a single game. Are they PlayStation exclusive?
I have no idea. I honestly,
I thought they were on Xbox. I honestly thought they were on
that's
Xbox, but
that's kind of what I thought.
if it's
Um,
Hideo, then I'm gonna assume they're PlayStation. Because he seems like he's only on PlayStation.
right. I'm trying to figure out. Metal Gear has largely been a PlayStation exclusive franchise,
Okay,
except for the most recent games and Twin Snakes.
gotcha. Okay, no, that makes sense.
So just a new IP with like similar aspects to
Hmm.
um, Metal Gear, which will be cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, I do need to play Metal Gears, but I haven't bought any. Like, this is one of the franchises that I actually haven't paid for, and it's just
Yeah.
sat there. I actually don't have any, so woo, go me for not spending money on a franchise that I haven't even started yet. But a game I have played is getting rebuilt for PlayStation 5, and that is Until Dawn. That game is very good.
Hmm.
I absolutely love Until Dawn. And just can't wait to see what they've done to it. Like
Right.
characters, 'cause you could tell it was a bit of an old generation game being built for the PS4. Like the graphics were okay, but like if you play it on PS5 now, you're just there like, yeah, it was a little behind.
Hmm.
Still very good. I still love it. But yeah, hopefully the graphics up and it's cheap. Hopefully it's cheap because if it's not cheap, then
Right.
I probably won't get it until it comes out like on the PlayStation Plus. So
Hmm. But
yeah,
no, that's good. Supermassive always makes good games, so I'm sure that'll be good.
I haven't played the Dark Pictures anthologies yet, so I can't say if they have. I haven't
That's
even
fair.
played
Me
the
too.
Quarry, so
Oh wow.
yeah. I need to play them. I need to play
Hmm.
them. Is that it for the news? Because it was a very, honestly, it was a very small week for news. Because I was looking, I went on to like page 10, and I was just there, like nothing interesting is popping out at me when I'm
Yeah.
ready. Scroll down a ton. There's literally nothing. I was just there, like, what am I doing something wrong? Am I searching something wrong? Like, my sources are terrible today.
Right. No, I just like besides State of Play, I there hasn't been much.
Hmm.
I mean, even the other news, like The Last of Us 3, that's PlayStation State of Play type
Hmm.
stuff. Same with Final Fantasy. Like Resident Evil thing was like the only not PlayStation exclusive news we got.
And that leads us to the main topic then, PlayStation exclusives. Now, again, I think we did mention this, but I'm just going to mention it now. These are PlayStation exclusives that may have been on PC now, or could be on PC now, or could even be on Xbox. Basically, it's timed exclusives and proper. You're not going on anywhere other than PlayStation exclusives. So yeah, you'll probably hear us like speak about. Let's think of a game. Spider-Man's. I think Spider-Man's are now on PC. You'll
Mhm.
hear us talking about them being a PlayStation exclusive. It is, but it's also on PC. So bear in mind that we're going to be speaking about both because it is an IP for PlayStation more than an IP for PC.
Yep.
So yeah, do you want to start with a game that you've played, PlayStation exclusive wise?
Okay. Sure. One that I have played. So Forspoken was one that came out. The demo came out, I want to say last year, January.
Mm-hmm.
It was one that was announced at the Game Awards in 2022, and I was very excited for it.
Yeah.
Um, Played the demo, and I really liked the gameplay, but I know me, along with a bunch of other people, had a gripe. The voice acting was pretty bad, and the story was, I don't know, I don't want to say cliche because it was still different in its own right, but it was too similar to a bunch of other games. Like, it didn't feel anything special. Like, the gameplay, if it would have been put with a better storyline,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have bought it day one. But after playing the demo, I didn't pursue it any further, and I still haven't even purchased it. So
No, that makes
it
sense.
was, I mean, and it was, I think it was a Square Enix game, right? Aren't they the ones?
It is a Square Enix game. You are correct. I've got the disc
Wait,
in
are
front
you
of me.
pulling? You have the disc for Forspoken? Is it still in its plastic seal?
Well and truly is, my friend. Well and truly is.
Wow. Well, when you play it,
Deserves a
you'll
try.
have to tell me how it fully goes.
Okay, speak to you in 10 years. Uh, right,
So
you
that one's
know
probably
what it's
low
gonna
on
be
your
like.
that
Yeah,
one's probably low on your list, isn't it?
it
Yeah.
really is. But I might actually start playing this games quicker than expected. I think, yeah, I think soon, as soon as like Final Fantasy hype is gone, I'll
Hmm.
probably start just playing all my disc games because if I don't want them, I can just get rid of them and get some like credit.
Right.
Um, yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
Okay. But what about you? What's one you've played on here?
One game that I've played, I'll go with Sackboy: A Big Adventure. So that was available on PlayStation Plus back in August, I want to say.
Hmm.
And I platinumed it. And I was never a Little Big Planet player. Like I didn't really play it. I've played like parts of 3, but never
Yeah.
ever completed it. But like playing Sackboy, I was like, these are actually pretty cool. Like
Hmm.
all Little Big Planet games like this, and I kind of want to go back because I always thought it was like a children's game type thing, and it kind of is, but it's still fun playing it
Right.
now. So I think I might give Little Big Planet 3 a go. And again, these are all PlayStation exclusive. Because obviously Sackboy is in Little Big Planet, and they made a
Hmm.
whole game for him and a whole storyline. And I actually enjoyed the storyline. It was pretty cool. But have you tried Sackboy? Because it was free.
No, I did not. I think I have it in my library. I just haven't downloaded and tried it. I did play a good portion of Little Big Planet 3.
Hmm.
Um, and I like the gameplay in it. I think the games are adorable. Like you said, it is kind of a kid's game, but it's still like the gameplay's still fun enough to where it's fun no matter what. It's not, like Peppa Pig
Hmm.
where you just, hold left like you were saying.
That is
Um,
terrible.
but no, it's definitely a game I eventually want to play, but backlogs. So,
Backlog, backlog, backlog. Okay, now I'm gonna hit you with the question. Which one of these games are in your backlog? There you go. I'll add a backlog question.
oh, which one of these? Okay, you
Just
want me to just list all the ones that are in my backlog?
no, just one, just one, just one.
Oh, okay. Um, let's see here. Probably Returnal.
Okay.
Um, Returnal's a big one. I know it has roguelike aspects. I don't know if it's just a straight up roguelike. Um, but after I played Valhalla, I was looking into more games that were like it in that fashion, and Returnal was like the top one that kept popping up. So it's one I definitely want to play. Um, and the story seems pretty cool to me. You kind of like crash on an alien planet, and like when you die, you just kind of return. Like it's the planet's properties. It seems like
Hmm.
so. It's one I definitely want to play at some point.
Was Hades on the suggested list of roguelikes? That's
Oh yeah,
one of the biggest ones. I recommend
yeah.
that.
Hades is on there. Yeah,
You should play it. I've been told to
yep.
play it, so
It's another one I want to play. I know it won some awards,
hmm.
and I mean I've seen people play it on Twitch. So I want to say Joker. If you remember Joker, I know you do. Um, I want to say he played it on stream a couple times. I could be wrong.
It would have been
Um,
some of his last streams because I don't think he
yeah,
streamed much around that time.
no,
So
but
yeah, just
I could be wrong. But I feel like I remember Joker playing it, or maybe even talking about it.
no,
I don't know. I
I
miss Joker.
definitely remember him playing it. So I think you're
Okay,
right. I think you're right.
okay, but
Um,
yeah. It looked fun.
mhm.
It looked really good. Art style is super good. But what is one on here that you have on your backlog?
For me, I really want to try the Ratchet and Clank franchise. Um, yeah. Uh, we have a Word document, and it tells you what is highlighting. Ace highlighted God of War. But that's just an obvious one. But for me, Ratchet
Yeah,
and
it's fair.
Clank, because obviously platformers are great. I've played Crash Bandicoot, which is another PlayStation exclusive, which we'll talk about later on in
Hmm.
the podcast. But no, Ratchet and Clank just it looks a lot of fun, and they look like a fun platinum. Because I've seen
Yeah.
some gameplay, and obviously Rift Apart was one of the main games that was kind of advertised when PS5 was released, because it's like, oh, this was made for the PlayStation 5. You can do all this,
Mhm.
and like the console and the controller is all built for this game. It's like, okay, maybe one day. Because I have the
Yeah,
first
right.
one. I have the first one. It was gifted to everyone who bought the PS5. Like it was in that collection, I'm pretty sure, of like 16 games.
No.
So I'm pretty sure everyone got the first one who bought a PS5. Obviously, that offer's now gone. It was gone since last year. Um, but yeah, Ratchet and Clank definitely one series that I kind of want to jump into. Maybe even the older games if
Yeah,
I enjoy it that much.
yeah. It's one I have on my backlog as well. But there's more on here that I have on my backlog than I've played probably, if we're being honest. So,
Yeah,
um,
you're probably right. I'm just trying to think. I mean, one that you've got to have played is Astro's Playroom, right? You've got no. Oh my goodness, like that was one of the first games I played on PlayStation 5 because it the way it's made is you go through the console, so like there's four chapters. You go through PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they have like themes like Ape Escape was a, an Easter egg in there. There's just tons of gaming Easter eggs within it that you'd be
mhm.
like, oh my god, I remember that. It's honestly the perfect PlayStation exclusive game because it takes you so far back. You're like, oh my god, I forgot about this accessory that I could have on the PS2. It
Yeah.
was so good. Highly recommend it. Easy platinum. Please play it.
It's like I said, it's on the backlog. I know of it. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Hmm.
I just got to get to it. That's all.
Makes
Um,
sense.
is there a game on here that you've started playing but have like either quit it or kind of went away from it and haven't gone back?
Ooh.
'Cause I
Um,
quit Bloodborne pretty early on. Um,
that was the only game I was. Oh, actually, no, it's not. You go with Bloodborne. I've got another game. Yep, go.
okay. So yeah, Bloodborne. It was my first or Souls-like game in general. I kind of at one point I had a bunch of games on a wheel and I spun it and I landed on Bloodborne. I
Hmm.
think I got about an hour into it and I couldn't do it. I was frustrated with it. I don't like getting frustrated at games too much anymore.
Hmm.
Um, so I know you're gonna bring up the story how you beat it the first try, whatever. But the big guy on the bridge is where I got to, and after I saw that, I like attacked him a couple times and saw how far his health went down, and got murked, and I was like, nope, that's where I'm tapping out. I'm good. So,
Yeah.
but
For
yeah,
me, that boss was easy because I just used all my throwables. Like, that's literally all I did. I played it really, like, passively through everything I had at it, and luckily that pretty much killed it. It was the
okay,
next boss for me that caused me problems, and I was on it for ages. Like, I mean, I was stuck at that boss for so long. And then, go through the game, like, Bloodborne is just, it's so good. Like, I'm on my New Game Plus playthrough of it now. I haven't completed it. So that I was gonna say yes to your question, like is there a game I was gonna say Bloodborne.
hmm
Because I haven't completed the platinum. I'm still on the New Game Plus and I'm struggling. Um so I was gonna say Bloodborne. But then I remembered there's another game that I've played through majority of it and just quit. And I think it was mainly because of the healing system, and I just couldn't be bothered with it. Horizon Zero Dawn.
yeah,
I think I was playing it on the hardest difficulty, and or like a high difficulty, and I just couldn't get on with it. The way the combat was, and how I had to heal, I just lost interest in it, and I wanted to move on. So that's a game that I've pushed aside and I haven't played in a while, but I do want to give it another go and maybe just,
hmm
as much as I don't like playing on the easiest difficulty, I might just do it for the story because I
right.
want to play the second game because I have that as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Horizon's another one that I paused just because I didn't like how the gameplay
Hmm.
loop felt. Um, it just yeah, like you, I kind of lost interest pretty quick in it. Um, but what's a game like what game on here have you played that you would be most likely to go back to and replay multiple times?
Okay, that's a good question. And my answer is very obvious, and I mean extremely obvious. I mean, you can't see
Okay,
my camera today, but everyone else
can I
can see
can I
my
take a
answer.
guess? Is it The Last of Us?
It very well could be, my friend. The first one. That game is a
Yeah.
masterpiece, and I absolutely adore it. Just the whole story behind it, and you have your own opinions whether the ending is right or wrong. Like, you have your own
Mhm.
opinions. So the game is very fun. I never played it on the hardest difficulty, and I never got the platinum for it, because of the online. But the new third release, they've they've made the platinum easier because there's no online. So whenever I get part one, I will platinum it because it's just one of
Mhm.
those games that I could play over and over and over and over and over again, and I wouldn't. Well, I would get bored eventually because I get bored pretty quickly, to be fair. Yeah, I think that's one of the games where I could just play it every year, essentially.
Yeah, that's fair.
You? I think I know the answer.
Um,
You highlighted it before.
well, actually, no, because here's the thing. I got two answers here.
Yeah.
Two kind of answers. Because one that I have replayed like already before multiple times is Uncharted.
Okay.
Um, I played through the first one 3 times, and then the second one I played through it 2 times. I haven't fully beaten the third, and I haven't touched the fourth. But I want to and I need to just because Uncharted it's very like casual and super linear, like it's a chapters thing. Whereas the other games that I'm going to talk about, like Spider-Man and God of War, are more open, like huge experiences. So it's harder for me to sit down and replay those because a lot of the feeling going through those games the first time is it being your first time.
Okay.
Um, so God of War is one that like soon here I'm gonna go back and do my new game plus playthroughs of both the games. And then Spider-Man is another one that when New Game Plus comes out for the second one, I will replay. But that's my only reason for replaying them. If that makes sense. As much as I love them, um, I kind of will only replay them on New Game Plus just because they are such long and big experiences, whereas Uncharted is a more short, consumable game to just replay. If
Honestly,
that makes sense.
now you give a good answer, to be honest. The chapter based is definitely a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Final Fantasy VII is one that I'm replaying. It was a timed exclusive, I'm pretty sure, for the remake Intergrade. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Rebirth coming out in 3 weeks' time is going to be PlayStation exclusive for 3 months. So it's not exactly a PlayStation exclusive game, but you can get it early if you have a PlayStation, and that's why I'm going to talk about it, because at any possible moment I can talk about Final Fantasy VII, I will take it, and I will take it from you, and I will just deliver. Um, so yeah, it was a bit like your Uncharted. It's chapter based. It's chapter select. I can select whatever chapter I want to play.
Yep.
And then there's also these fights that you can do, which is in like a VR simulator room. So good. You, I haven't done them all yet, and there's some trophies linked to it. And I've
Mm-hmm.
seen how to do it because I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna do this first try. So I kind of have cheated. I've seen how to beat them. It's just kind of getting to that stage because now completing the main game on hard, I'll be able to go back and hopefully play the VR missions and beat the bosses in them and get the trophies and do everything that I needed to. So
Yeah.
yeah, Final Fantasy VII remake. I mean, I don't know whether I'll replay it again after this one because I'll have Rebirth to play, and if Rebirth's
Right.
better, I might never play remake again, even though I love it. Um, and I think Rebirth has a ceiling here which is a lot greater than the remake, just because one of my friends even mentioned it that the remake side quests, they weren't very good. Like
Yeah.
there was the only downside to the whole game was the side quests that felt pointless. We're hoping with Rebirth, because it's more of an open world type game, that
Mm-hmm.
they'll be better and they'll be more meaningful. Um, yeah, hopefully that'll be good. And obviously the main story is going to be incredible. Like Final Fantasy really doesn't miss. Um, so yeah. Are there any of these games that you have played on a previous PlayStation console that maybe isn't available on the PS5? Um,
Isn't available on the PS5.
yeah, so you can't play it on the
I
current
guess.
gen.
Well, that part I don't know. I mean, Detroit Become Human, I don't think has a PS5 version of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Um,
you could play
is
PS4
that what you're
version.
referring to?
Yeah, you can play the PS4 version on PS5, but it hasn't.
Okay, so you're saying just like straight up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then probably Infamous, which looking at this list is I think the earliest um PlayStation exclusive I ever played. I think I got it for Christmas a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and honestly, it might have been on PlayStation like my first single player game I ever played. Like thinking back on it,
Yeah.
besides like when I played Sonic and stuff on GameCube and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I liked it so much. Um, like the I don't know the technical term for it, but like the good versus bad system, where the
Mm-hmm.
decisions you made and the actions you took like changed how the story played out and how your character
Yep.
like did things. And I just thought that was super cool. Because I remember playing through it. I think I played through it twice because I did one where I was super good, and then I did one where I did everything bad. Um,
Makes sense. You got it.
so and that's one that I mean I'm hoping they remaster it or do something with it
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, it being the first single player game, it holds like a special place for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
but what
Makes
about you?
sense.
What? I mean, I have a feeling I know which one it is, but
Yes.
what's
Okay.
what's your answer?
Okay. Um, 1 second. Ginger, welcome in. Have you changed name? I feel like you've changed name. And that's why you'll have 0 watch time.
Hmm.
And the follow age is broken. Let me just tell you. 18th of March 2021. So nearly 3 years, which is actually insane.
Wow.
But yeah, if you've changed your Twitch name, that's probably why it's saying 0 seconds. Yeah. And apologies. We're currently recording the podcast, so we're not able to like just intervene and start talking. So
Right.
bear with us if you message something in the chat. We'll get around to it. I have a small break to answer. But yeah, my answer to my own question basically is Ape Escape.
Okay.
Is that
Yep.
what you were
That's what I
expecting?
thought it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Ape Escape is a PlayStation 1 game. And it was released onto PS5 through the PS Plus thing, like the premium, but it was like the classic,
Hmm.
so you could replay the classic version, but it wasn't like remastered. So I have played it on PS5, but it's not like one that is built for a PS5. So
Right.
yeah, Ape Escape is great. I love it. It was like one of my childhood games that I just love going around catching all the monkeys and yeah, trying to 100% complete it. I think Ape Escape might have been my first ever game that I 100% completed when I was a kid, but I can't fact check that because I haven't got what's the word? I haven't got my PS1 to go back to, so I I couldn't really tell you.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, do you want to do our top three at this point?
Ah, sure. I guess you could go top 3, top
Sam,
5.
unless you got another question you could think of.
I mean, just maybe just
I
the
guess
list of games that we haven't mentioned so far. Talk over them.
right. I guess yeah, we'll do that. So I mean, we've been kind of referring to it when we keep saying like which one on this list, which one on this list. Because like Rob mentioned earlier, we have a document that we share for the podcast and stuff. Um, so we're just gonna go through the ones we haven't mentioned already. So Demon Souls, the remake, PlayStation exclusive. Have you played it?
Again, it's one for the backlog. I honestly didn't
Yep.
realize it was PlayStation exclusive until it was remade for PS5. I was like, oh, yes, it was PlayStation exclusive then.
Yeah. Um, Demon Souls. That's the one. I would say it's on my backlog, but it being a Souls like, not really. Um, Not so sure on it. Gran Turismo 7. I know you've played it. You've had high praise for it. I know that.
Oh yeah, it's a really good racing game. It's would I say it's better than Sport? Maybe. Obviously the way that they had the interface was very different. You had to go to like a car shop to buy stuff. You go to an area to play online. It was basically every area you could do something.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, Gran Turismo 7 online was pretty fun, and the platinum was so much earlier. Like no, so much easier. Sorry, not earlier. Easier than sport because in sport you had to win 91 races online. You didn't
Oh wow,
have that. You didn't have that on 7, so made it a lot easier. A lot.
that's fair.
Um,
Um, Deathloop is another one we haven't
mhm,
really talked about.
mhm.
Um, it's one I haven't played. It is on my backlog, although I know it wasn't critically received well. I know people have their issues with it, but it's still a super cool idea to me, and I like the art style. So it's one
Mhm.
that's on my backlog.
Yep.
Have you done anything with it?
I've seen it and I heard the bad reviews. I've not played it myself. So
That's fair.
yeah, we'll see because again, I'll probably play it in the future. Well, yeah, it's one of
Yep.
those that it's a massive question mark whether I actually want to get around to it or not.
Right.
Um,
Like it's always there. It's always an option for me. It's just it'll probably get played at a time where there's nothing else that I really want to play at the point. It's like, I'll give
mhm,
it a shot.
mhm.
So, went over God of War a little bit. I mean, you haven't played it, so
Nope.
unfortunately. Um, Ghost of Tsushima, you mentioned a little bit with the Rise of Ronin when we were
Yeah.
talking about that, but that's one I know you've completed and you have high praise for. I went through the first act and then just stopped. Not really for any apparent reason. I'm sure it was just a thing where my brother started playing games again and we got onto a game, so I just stopped playing it.
Hmm.
But the bits that I did play, I loved, and I need to go back and finish it.
Again, another game that was incredible. The story was pretty short if you didn't do all the side stuff, to be honest. Um, the side stuff is what made the game really good as well. Because you felt attached to the characters. I mean, I've spoken about
Mhm.
this multiple times in different podcasts, like Ghost of Tsushima. So just a well-rounded game. I was
Yeah.
confused by the ending, but I guess that's just the culture at the time that made that happen. Obviously, I'm not going to say what happened because you haven't played it. But yeah, it was like a culture shock at the end. Um,
Okay. I mean, I can imagine just off that what might have happened, but it's still like, regardless, the gameplay and like you said, the story, the intricate like side quests and stuff will be enough to.
mhm.
I mean, it'll still be a great experience when I do go back and play it.
If you've got the ending just from me saying that, you even know a lot of samurai culture from back in the day. Because there's no way I'd ever guess this ending. Like even if someone
Okay.
said it's because of samurai, like and how they were, I would not have guessed the ending. So yeah, I've not. It's not spoiled anything. don't you?
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
worry.
Maybe I don't know then. All right.
No, you probably definitely
So
don't.
I say, okay.
Um,
Um, Wolverine is on here. We haven't talked about it.
it's not out yet.
It's right, but I mean, it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive.
Hmm.
I would think it's made by Insomniac. Um, who I mean, last three games, their Spider-Man games, are nothing but bangers. Like they've done really good in the PS5 like generation so far. They had Morales, which came out when PlayStation did, or the
Hmm.
PS5. Um, Rift Apart, which, like you said, they advertised, and it was like advertised as this game that was built to test the limits of like the PS5 and like show off everything it could do.
Yep.
Um, and then Spider-Man 2, was Game of the Year nominee, and a very good game. So I imagine it'll be great,
Oh yeah,
like the last couple games they made have been. So
it has to be right. It just has to be. And if they miss with Wolverine, that'll be tough because Wolverine's
mhm.
such a fun character. Like playing
Yeah,
the old games, like X-Men Legends, or just playing as
hmm
Wolverine was so fun. Even playing the Wolverine game was so fun. So please, 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 whatever you do, do not miss on this game because I don't want to be disappointed about another game.
yeah. I don't think they will miss. I have good faith in Insomniac. They've given us no reason to believe otherwise.
Hmm.
And I mean, just thinking about the combat style that they did for Spider-Man, just include Wolverine claws in that. I
Yep,
mean, it's got to be good, right?
gotta be. And
And then kind of the last one we on here we haven't talked about is Days Gone.
hmm.
Um, One that I would say is on my backlog, but I've watched my brother play it, and it's not something I'm entirely interested in playing.
Okay.
Um, like I mean, I like the idea, and the horde thing seems pretty cool, but when I like I said, it might have been just the bit that I watched him play, because he was dealing with like some of the hive stuff with like
Gotcha. Yep.
having to clear areas. It just I don't know. maybe it's something that I do just need to try out for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I need to try it out for
have you played
myself
it?
as well. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of people are disappointed that they kind of scrapped the idea of Days Gone 2. So,
Yeah.
um,
I know people liked it.
yeah, people really love this game. So the fact that they're getting rid of it and making it into just Days Gone and that's it, like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of strange decision from PlayStation, but I guess it didn't hit the sales quota that they wanted. But I mean, if people love the game, allow it. Just please
Yeah,
allow
possibly.
it.
And
Um,
I know my brother finished it too. I I'm pretty sure the game ended on like a cliffhanger from the way he made it sound like, cuz he was like visibly upset at how it ended and like wanted to play more, like wanted a second one. So
gotcha.
I hope that's another thing. I don't know if they left off on a cliffhanger like that big.
Mhm.
Because I don't really want to spoil it because I know like the aspect of where the story was going.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's how it ended, but yeah, it is sad though that
Mhm.
they're just done with. Maybe eventually they could come back to it. I mean, nothing's ever not written off, or nothing's ever fully written off, I should say.
True. They could just be
So
saying that we're never making a Days Gone again, and then in like 2 years' time, when they actually reveal Days Gone 2, the crowd will go crazy.
right.
So I guess it would be a what's the word I'm looking for here? A good crowd pleaser.
Hmm.
But ranking wise, top three: The Last of Us, uh, Spider-Man, and Bloodborne.
In
That's
any particular order?
any particular order.
Oh, okay. You're not gonna pick a favorite.
No.
So I was fully ready to rank mine in order.
Just give top three.
Top top three. Okay.
Top three.
God of War
Yep.
has to be Spider Man,
Yep.
and then I probably Detroit Become Human. As much as I love Uncharted, and like I said, I replay those games,
Mm-hmm.
and Infamous holds a special place. Detroit Become Human was just, it's so good. It's so good. And experiencing that for the first time. I definitely have some biased memory of it because it was like when I was streaming like pretty full time, and
Yep.
it was a lot of fun streaming it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it just adds another layer to games, especially like that where people are watching and they've played it, but it's not like
They don't
they've
spoil
played
anything.
my playthrough before, right?
Yep.
They could still be experiencing something completely different, which is what happened for the most part. So that game is just. Have you played Detroit?
Yeah. Completed it
Okay,
once. Twice.
okay.
Played it twice. Oh my
Really?
god, I still can't get the good ending, man. Um, literally both times just terrible endings. I'm just there like whenever I go
Really?
for the good endings, I just get the worst ones. Like I did for The
What?
Witcher, I did for Detroit, and I did for Until Dawn. Like I just can't seem to get good endings ever. I'm just
That's
cursed.
rough. That's rough.
Hmm.
What ending did you get for Detroit? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't remember now, mate. I can't. I know one
I
time
guess
I was in a
the
boat at the end, and yeah, um, yeah, I
say
honestly can't remember. Sorry.
in my play. No, you're good. In my playthrough, I know for Connor and Marcus, I at least in my opinion got the good endings because the Marcus storyline is super good with that whole like revolution thing. Um, but then the girl and the big guy and the little girl, I can't remember their names for some reason. Is it Kira?
You're right.
I have no idea. Yeah, that I did not get the good ending on
No, I
that
definitely
front.
didn't get a good ending
I was
both
very
times.
sad.
Both
Yep,
times I did not get good endings from that. So yeah.
but that's a game, and I'm still waiting for them to make a new one. I'm really excited because I love that game so much. I went back to play because they made Heavy Rain.
And Beyond Two
Um,
Souls.
yep, Heavy Rain. I was playing through and I was loving it. And then because it's an older game, and I was playing it on, I think it was on the PS4. I just got a bug. I don't know, like if it's was with my system or whatever, but the menu screen like glitched out. You couldn't click into anything. You couldn't play. I even like deleted all the data for the game and reinstalled it, did all that, and it's still like it was bugged beyond belief. So I couldn't finish Heavy Rain. But I hope eventually. I feel like they're due to come out with a new game soon.
Maybe. Hopefully,
When
because they have. I mean, Detroit Become Human was class. I mean,
right,
the Connor is a streamer, literally.
right. I mean,
So,
I follow them on Twitch.
I think you have to if you play this game. You've kind of got to follow Connor.
Right.
So
I mean,
wholesome.
yeah, it's been 6 years since Quantic Dream released that. Like, I feel like they got to be due. I hope so. Same with Hazelight. I know Hazelight isn't an exclusive thing, but Hazelight's another game studio that I hope comes out with something soon. They did A Way Out and It Takes Two. So
Yeah, they need something. Takes Two was
yeah.
sort of close. It was like 2020, 2021. So,
Right. I mean, one game of the year. So
yeah. What year? I can't remember now.
yeah, I
2021, I
can't.
think.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's all the exclusives. I think there's Persona as well. Persona is exclusive, but I mean,
Yep.
I've never played them and I don't have any urge to ever play them. They just seem too big of a
Right.
game for me
Well,
to
and
ever play.
it seems like a Final Fantasy type thing, where like because the ones they're coming out with, like I know in the store we just got Persona 3. I think it's called Reloaded came out, which I imagine is like Final Fantasy, where it's just their way of saying it's a remaster
Mm-hmm.
version of the third one. And that I mean, it came out I want to say Friday, and it sold fairly quickly. Like
Yep.
there was a lot of people in to get it, so I know it's a popular franchise.
Yep.
And our friend Joker, that was literally before he rebranded to Devin Kronk. That was his like channel name. That's what it was named after. So
Makes sense. I
it's
didn't know that. I didn't know that. I mean,
oh really?
yeah, I didn't play Persona, so I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah, I don't think there's any more. There probably is. If you know any more PlayStation exclusives that we've missed and we're gonna kick ourselves for missing because we've probably played them, leave them in the comments down below because we'll be loving. We'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Oh
Yeah, like
yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. That's what we need to end on. That's what we need to end on. So, if you wanna jump in to our podcast next week, we'll be talking about potentially Xbox exclusive games. And they recently took over Microsoft Blizzard. No, Microsoft Blizzard? Activision Blizzard. My god, I'm messing up so badly. But they took over Activision Blizzard, and two of the most beloved PlayStation exclusive games, Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, will now potentially become Xbox exclusives from this. And that's sad. So if you want to hear more about Xbox exclusives, tune in to either next week or the week after, and we'll hit you with all the goodies that Xbox provides for their fans. Thank you for
Yeah.
reminding me. I nearly forgot about that. No, that was the big ones. There was the two big
Yeah.
ones that are now traitors to the PlayStation.
Oh wow, not their fault, man. Not their fault.
True.
Spyro isn't like putting his name on a contract or anything. I mean,
Spyro burned the contract.
yeah, right.
But no, that is it for the main topic. Onto the game. Okay, everyone, now onto the most important part of the podcast, the game. And this week, I'm the one guessing, Ace has the clues, and I am scared. But if you don't know how the scoring works, roll the tape.
The game is simple. Each week, one of us gives clues to the other, and they have to guess what we're trying to describe. Now, every week we will alternate what position we are doing. So one week will be the guesser, the other week will be the one given the clues. And the scoring is also extremely simple. If you get it right on the first clue, you will get 5 points. Get it right on the second one, you get 4 points, and so on until you've got it wrong at the end, and then you will get a big 0 points. At the end, you will see a running total, and at the end of the year, Whoever wins is the best guesser in the world.
Are you ready?
No, but you're gonna
Okay.
ask me them anyway.
First clue. I made my first appearance in 2007.
First appearance 2007. Same year as Modern Warfare. What came out in that year? It's not COD. It's not COD, mate. You're not gonna hit me with COD again. It's just happening. 2007. This is where it's a PlayStation exclusive when you've done it because we knew we were doing PlayStation exclusives and we probably spoke about it in the main topic. 2007 game, not a clue. Crisis.
Nope. My latest appearance was in 2016 when my fourth game, where IGN gave me a 9 out of 10, which is the lowest score my mainline games have received.
Crash Bandicoot.
No.
2016. Fourth
I'm
game.
gonna help you out here.
No.
It's the character.
Oh, it's
a
the
character.
character.
So,
Okay. So what? Oh, I was thinking game. I mean, it still could have been Crash.
right.
It could have still been him, so I could have still got the right answer.
Okay. And this
Four.
clue might not be as great, but I appear in all 4 of my mainline games.
Drake from Uncharted.
Nathan Drake. Yep.
He was.
There you go.
No, that's really annoying because Crash 4 came out in like 2020. Oh,
Did it?
when did that come out? Because as soon as you said 4, Crash 4. When did it come out? 2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
2016. Why did I just heard 4th and I was like,
And I kept having to put mainline games too because there's that like little
Lost
expand
Legacy.
alone after A Thief's End. So I tried not making a face because we were talking about exclusives before we started recording, and you mentioned Uncharted, and I started to make a face at it. But yeah, and then Clue 5, I was portrayed by Tom Holland in a movie that was released in 2022,
But I got that.
and then 5, I'm from Uncharted. So yeah, 3 points.
3 points, but I didn't realize Uncharted 1 came out in 2007.
I know, and I think it's crazy too that the fourth one got a 9 out of 10, and that is seriously the lowest score that those games have received.
See, that's the thing. When it came about Crash, I was like, it could be Uncharted.
Yeah.
Even for the first one, I was thinking Uncharted. But I didn't know it came out in 2007, so I put it off.
Right.
It's like Crisis. Don't know why. Second one
That's it.
seemed like Crash was the ideal one because 4 was the hardest, so it might not get a 10 out of 10 just for how difficult it was.
Fair.
And then that clue. He's
Yeah,
in
that's
every
it.
single one.
Yeah, it's 3. Uncharted 3 got a 10 out of 10 from IGN. The second one got like a 9.4 because this is when they did the first and second one came out when they had their 100-point scale. So when they converted to the 10-point scale, they did decimals, which they don't do anymore. I think it was like a 9.4, 9.3, and then the first one got a 9.1. So
close.
it is technically the lowest, but it's so close. I mean, it's fair. All those games are. Like I said, I played the first 2, so.
I even said it's gonna be a PlayStation exclusive that we spoke about in the main topic. That's why another reason why I went Crash because I knew that was
I
a
need to get a
PlayStation.
better poker face.
Well, I didn't.
Because you said PlayStation exclusive, and I started like smirking at it.
Oh, I didn't. I wasn't even paying attention, mate. I was too busy in my mind palace, as Sherlock Holmes calls it. Mind palace. Yeah, 3 points for me. 10-7 at the break. The 3 weeks in for the game rise. Each 10-7 in the lead. Well, thank you so much for watching to the end of the PlayStation exclusive podcast. This was one of 4. And again, if you've played any of these PlayStation exclusives and you loved them, let us know down below in the comments. If you're on any other console and you'd like to see some of these PlayStation exclusives come your way into Xbox territory, to PC, also, again, let us know, because I'm sure there's a few that will be, I really want that game, but I can't afford a PlayStation, and I really wish it was on my console. Because I know for me, there's a lot of Xbox games that I'm like, I really wish they were on PlayStation and the other way around. So, yeah, so next week, Xbox exclusives, unless Nintendo do their Direct. If Nintendo do their Direct, we're gonna put Nintendo before Xbox, and we'll talk about the Direct as well as the Nintendo exclusives, because they're gonna highlight future releases for Nintendo games. It just seems perfect. Because Stay or Play was this week, we do PlayStation exclusives. So this whole month, gonna be exclusive. So if you like that, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and yeah, we'll love to have you with us. And Ace, where can we find you?
At AceTheTurtle TV on most of the platforms. IGN playlist is at AceTheTurtle. You can get game reviews over there, which I'm working through them. Where can we find you, Grubb?
Everywhere GrubbPlays, so Twitch, YouTube. That's essentially it, because all I do is stream on both platforms now, because I multi-stream. So yeah, all those links will be in the description, as well as all of the PowerUp links, the Discord, the Twitter, the Spotify, the YouTube, depending on where you're listening to this. And again, if you want the premium access, the charity is also down there as well. If you want access to the premium stuff, which is like the bloopers, which is a bit, I'm gonna lie now, not lie. It's been a lot. It's currently 10 to 2, and I'm tired, and that's when the laughs come out. Really, it's when you're just not in control of what you say. Yeah, thank you all for listening. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, and hopefully see you next week for some more exclusives. Goodbye.